Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from the J Cave. I am joined by a Starfoot panel tonight and our co-host Bill Murphy, Allie, and Justin. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, folks?
What is up?
Happy early Halloween.
Happy 5 days early Halloween.
Happy Halloween. It's spooky season, though.
It's
Spooky season?
Scary.
It's incredible. But yes, Halloween is coming up in the American and for those of you who are not listening to us in the US, the American holiday of Halloween is coming up
It's more an American holiday. No, it's not just an American holiday.
I thought it was a Celtic holiday and a pagan holiday.
Yes, it was brought by my people, the Irish.
Yes. Anyways, so what we're gonna be doing is, Bill, what is our topic today? And I forgot whatever it was. I don't even know.
Okay, so first of all, as you can see, we have a little. We are joined by our good friends here because friends are fun.
Yes.
So you know what? Since it's Halloween-ish, because Halloween's on Monday, but we've decided this Halloween, because 2 years ago we did like a general Halloween thing. Last year we didn't do a Halloween special. We did something creepier though. We talked about Barney, so.
That's right.
It was for our shows that we loved as kids and now hate as adults. So we did that last year before Halloween. So for this Halloween, we're going to do something interesting. Today, we are going to be counting down our top 5 favorite Tim Burton films.
Yes, in the spirit.
All right.
And then if we have time, we're going to count down our top 5 favorite Kanye West albums.
Jesus Christ, no.
That's
Wait,
a pot shot at Kanye, and I have no regrets.
So wait, the top 5 brands
There's
that
an audience
Kanye
member
West.
that knows what's
Perfect.
coming right now.
What was that, Justin?
I said there's an audience member that knows what's coming right now.
Yeah, so no, we're not doing anything Kanye West related tonight, even though he's scary enough. Okay, no more Kanye West jokes. So we're going to be counting down our top 5. Justin, what's with the hat?
Well, you should mention the hat. I wish I had the wig that accompanied it, but I threw that out.
Oh.
A few weeks ago, I went to a party, and I went as Tim Burton.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
This is coming in just in time. Just in time.
But I'm bing.
You're going to smack me for that one, aren't you, next time you see me?
There might be children watching this, Justin.
Big time.
Oh, you love me, though.
Oh my goodness.
All
right, well, but
okay,
anyway.
But anyway, we are counting down our top 5 favorite Tim Burton films.
Oh yeah.
So,
watch out, everyone.
And some relationships might be tested tonight.
Yes.
There just might.
But
Yes.
okay, before we get to the top 5, I think we should start with some honorable mentions. Don't you think, JT?
Sure. Let me.
Sorry, I just hijacked your show there for a second.
You do it every week. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
And you still keep
Anyway. Yes. But honorable mention films. Go. Who wants to go first for their first honorable mention for a Tim Burton film? Because we're only doing top 5. We're only doing a top 5.
Yes, I'll go because I have 2.
Okay.
So my first one is really an underrated Tim Burton movie. It's
What is
James and the Giant Peach.
Okay.
It's
All
like,
right.
I'll be honest, it's like childish, but yet at the same time, like the whole stop motion of it.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you know which Tim Burton character makes a cameo?
Which one?
Which one?
Bill,
Bill?
don't leave us in suspense.
No, I was pointing with my cursor.
Oh.
Jack Skellington.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Like if you watch the if you the when they're fighting the pirate captain, if you look really closely, that's Jack Skellington.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is this, Ben? Ran a box with Bill. Ran a box with Bill.
Already?
All right. And this I know you will kill
And-
me for this, for my second honorable mention, because it has yet been released, but just by the trailer for it, I am putting it in. I am putting Wednesday in. It's not a film, but honestly, it is, just by looking at it, and just by the way Tim Burton directed it, you're definitely going to see one of the Darkest Addams Family shows or films ever.
All righty. Those are your two?
Those are my two.
Just to make one slight correction regarding Jason and the Giant Peach, that is one of his productions. The director of that one was actually the same director as Nightmare Before Christmas. Bill, who's the director's name again?
Henry Selick.
Thank you.
All
But
righty.
it has Tim Burton's fingerprints all over it. I will admit that.
Okay. So who wants to go next?
Justin, you go
Justin,
next.
You go next.
So I don't exactly have honorable mentions, but I do have two dishonorable mentions.
Ooh, bring in the dishonor.
So, first one is Disney's Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
You would think this would be a match made in heaven, and yet this movie was so boring and contrived. You probably just picked the best part of the movie, which was Helena Bonham Carter's over-the-top performance. Because at least it was entertaining to watch. Aside from everything else, Johnny Depp was awful. Anne Hathaway was awful. Alan Rickman, okay, he was fine. He was really, really good, but he's always really, really good. So that
Do not
shouldn't
disappoint
count.
me.
And it takes place in a place called Underland. And Alice thinks she's streaming the entire time. I'm like, no, this is no. A whole movie of no. With one yes with Alan Rickman.
Okay.
Alan Rickman.
Plus, you put a story to you built a plot to a movie that really shouldn't have a plot if you go by the talk.
True.
Or not that much of a plot. And my second dishonorable mention is his most recent directorial effort, Dumbo.
I think there's a valuable lesson here. Never let Tim Burton make live action Disney films. Remakes.
Shh, don't give him ideas.
Exactly.
What? Tim Burton's
Keep
redirecting Bambi? What's going on, guys?
No!
What?
Like, there was one scene that I was actually looking forward to. And that was the pink elephant scene. And even that was a pretty nothing scene.
He's never going.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a scary, nightmarish scene. Instead, they prepared it.
Ugh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. They just went half-assed into it. And look, I get it. You can't do alcohol and cigarette, tobacco references in kids' movies anymore, but then don't remake the movie. Jesus. It's a contrived plot of this giant circus tycoon buying out the circus and going to kill the mother and all the circus sideshow attractions get together to try and free the mother and free Dumbo, and they go to Africa, which admittedly probably gave Bill and I our favorite joke.
You ready? 1,
2,
3. Come, Dumbo.
come, Dumbo. We must make a pilgrimage to Pride Rock.
Rock.
I hear we have a new king.
Why
And
does
then
it
4
sound like
months
Patrick
later,
Warburton?
and even wait, what?
Why did it sound like Patrick Warburton for a second?
Because
Okay,
it did.
I wasn't going for Patrick Warburton, but if you want me to talk like Patrick Warburton, well then I can fix that out.
And 4 months later, what comes out, Justin?
The Lion King live action remake.
And we
Oh,
were literally
gosh.
looking for Dumbo in the opening credits. We're like, is he here?
We admittedly we were.
We're like, is he
We were
there?
looking. Nope, he wasn't there, but I would have laughed my ass off if he was.
That is the perfect.
Because if that actually happened, that would have been worth the price of admission alone. The whole movie could have sucked, and it did. But that one moment would have made me smile.
The Disney live action cinematic universe. So, okay, JT, you have your honorable mentions.
I only have one,
Okay.
and it is I gotta go back to the other page where I was looking at where it was. Oh, where was it? Hold on. All right. I only have one honorable mention for Tim Burton's my top 5 Tim Burton films. That is actually, and this might surprise some of you, but it's actually Batman Returns.
Okay.
Justin.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, remember, folks, relationships will be tested this evening.
Yes. Sorry. All right. No, but truthfully, when you, it should be no surprise that Batman 1989 is in my top 5, but that's just me.
Mine
Sorry, everyone.
know
But Jesus. But Batman Returns, I still enjoy it for what it is. Was it as good as the 1989 film? No. But was it still dark and like in that tone of like the first one is? Truthfully, yeah. I mean, was it a great sequel? It was a good sequel. It wasn't too crazy. But it was crazy, let's be real. Especially with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in there. And that was just crazy on its own. But yeah, my only honorable mention is Batman Returns by Tim Burton. That is my only honorable mention. Did we all go? Did Bill share his?
I'll give you my honorable mentions. I have 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my first one is called Mars Attacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It is a stupid movie, but
Yes, it is.
I would call it so bad it's good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
It's like you're watching it, and the aliens, they look like $5 Halloween decorations you get at Walmart.
They actually do, you're right.
They're so bad, but yet it's so enjoyable.
It's almost like something from like the 50s, but with Tim Burton directing.
Nice planet, we'll take it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but it's so great.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, I would say it's guilty pleasures. Everybody has
a few.
So is it a cult
Guilty
classic though?
pleasures, some for me and
Some for me and some for you.
Allie raised a good question.
And I think it has gained a little bit of a cult following.
Oh, it's a cult classic. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mars Attacks. Okay, my next one is Corpse Bride.
All right.
Really?
I really like this movie. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's actually based off a Russian Jewish folktale about a young man named Victor who's voiced by Johnny Depp, is in an arranged marriage. He's going to be in an arranged marriage, screws up at his rehearsal, runs out to the woods, practices his lines, puts the ring on a branch. Oh, it wasn't a branch, it was a hand of a dead bride, and takes him to the underworld.
Oh wow.
As you do.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting day, doesn't it?
I think you should save some of the rest because it's going to probably be on one of my top 5.
It's the perfect first date, guys. Go to the underworld.
I just want to say, I love that scene when he's in that underworld bar. Just wake up, wake up, wake up. And okay, my last honorable mention is Ed Wood.
Oh.
Wait. Scissorhands?
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Oh, it took me a second. Sorry, everyone.
It's 2 words.
Okay. So
Sorry.
This movie is actually about, Ed Wood, who is considered the worst director, the worst director of all time. It's basically a biographical film about Ed Wood's life.
Okay.
And of course, making his cult classic, Plan 9. Justin, Plan 9.
From outer space.
Yeah. And you know what's so
one of the worst movies ever made. I still yet to see it, but I really want to.
It has gained a cult following, though. But Ed Wood, what I really like about this movie is the message about how Ed was just really loved what he did. And who cares that his movies came out bad? He loved what he did.
What we all search for in life.
And, there's a scene there, like when he's making Plan 9 from outer space, he's getting funding from some church because they said they get to take some of the money that he makes so they can make their own movie about the apostles. And he doesn't like what they're doing. And he runs off to a bar dressed as a woman. And he runs into, they said this encounter was fictional, but he runs into Orson Welles.
Oh, wow.
And they just talking about how frustrated he is. And then Orson Welles tells him the story about, I gave the studio a screenplay for a movie. They hated it. And you know what movie that was?
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. And they hated it. But I told them they're not allowed to touch it or make any changes.
Mm.
And then he says what I think is the best line in the movie. He says, "Remember, Edward, visions are worth fighting for. There's no point in living someone else's dream."
True.
So I just love if you're going to any media, whether it be film, music, I think this is a movie you should watch because it shows that it has that message of do what you love. Who cares if it's good, if it's not good? If you put passion in it, it's good. Justin, what do you say?
It's definitely on my list. I really want to see this movie. I am waiting to find it on streaming though.
We're waiting. All right, now without further ado, let's get to the list. All right, who wants to go first?
Justin, you go first.
Okay, we're gonna do this 5, 5. We're gonna go.
Yeah,
around.
we'll do 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. Yep.
So I have a confession to you guys.
Oh, no.
I have
give it the
only
best of
seen.
us.
God damn it, Bill. I have only seen 7 Tim Burton movies.
Okay.
That is why I went with dishonorable mentions instead of honorable mentions. So, with that said, my number 5 is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Really?
Relationships tested.
Testing!
So,
This relationship has been tested.
I
I
will
mean, okay,
concede-
but
I will concede this. Johnny Depp, horrible choice for Willy Wonka.
Thank you.
And I actually did some research for this to see, was this a directorial choice? Was this an acting choice? Or was this in the script? And the answer is yes.
so all the above.
Pretty much. I saw a little bit of this, a little bits of that. There was some dialogue in there that could have suggested, okay, he's still calling Veruca little girl when outside. There you still have the creepy doll things. And there's also a scene with square candy that looked round. And it was basically this exercise of futility. I'll let you ponder that on your own time. But the reason why is I'm going to be defending this is, yeah, there was stuff in the script that suggested maybe another polish could have fixed that. But yeah, I do think it was probably the casting of Johnny Depp that really nailed it. I think Depp was not an optimal choice. With that said, the children, great casting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing casting. And I like what they did with the children, how they are truly in this iteration, they are products of their parents.
Yeah.
You know, Augustus being the product of two gluttonous parents. You have Veruca being the snotty rich girl, which, okay, those two were in the
The original.
the original one, 1971 version. But what they didn't have was Violet being this competitive freak with an insane soccer mom, and Mike being this technology obsessed narcissist know-it-all, which you could definitely see more with coming from uncaring parents who let their TV raise them. It was more clear in the Burton version than it was in the 1971 version.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that Bill and I actually really do disagree on. Freddie Highmore as Charlie.
Yes. Now, this was Freddie Highmore before he became a serial killer and then became a doctor. In that order.
Oh my.
Continue, Justin.
So, Bill thinks that Charlie was too much of a goody-goody two-shoes.
And I stand by that.
However, that's the character of Charlie Buckets. You know, he is portrayed as a very sweet, loving kid. And I'll give you this, the whole added subplot with Willy Wonka's father probably didn't help things, because again, that was a complete fabrication for this remake,
Or as Tim would call it, a reimagining.
Yes. But for what it was, I didn't hate it.
Aren't they doing a prequel though to this?
They
Yeah.
are doing a Willy Wonka prequel, but I don't know if it's exactly to this or if they're just testing what they can do with the IP. They still
Right.
have yet to do an adaptation of Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Because Roald Dahl did not like the one with Gene Wilder, and he refused, and his estate refused to give them the film rights to that.
And yet they are able to do a prequel.
With Timothy Chalamet.
With
Hey.
Timmy Chalamet.
I'm not Roald Dahl's estate. Don't ask me. But you know what? I would have given Justin a counterpoint here when he said that is the character of Charlie Bucket. But in the original, yeah, he was a nice kid, but he was a kid. And I think what makes him better than Freddie Highmore is that he acted like a normal kid. Like, he had emotions, he had feelings, he had, you saw him get angry, you saw him get frustrated. I think that's what makes him more compelling than Freddie Highmore. But I used to hate this movie, but you know what, Justin? I'm about to say something I thought you'd never be around to hear me say.
What?
My position on this movie has kind of softened a little bit.
Say that one more time?
My position on this movie has kind of softened.
One more time?
Don't push it!
I can't hear you. Did you say something?
My
Okay,
position on this movie has softened a little bit.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
No need to yell, Bill.
Okay, now that we got that out of the way, continue. Anything else, Justin, on this matter?
Always good to see Christopher Lee in the movie.
May he rest in peace.
Yep.
Who wants to go next for their number 5?
Do I have to go?
Oh, I started that out with a bang.
Sure.
Okay.
Allie, go ahead.
I feel like I'm gonna have a worse one.
Oh, God.
I
Here we
mean,
go.
I saw a good amount of it.
Okay, this is a judge-free zone. Don't worry.
My number 5 is one of Tim Burton's first directorial movies. I'm talking Pee-wee.
Okay.
It's
Be
like,
sure to tell him Lark Mike sent you.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's like, this is before the whole Pee-wee Playhouse and all that, before Paul Rubin got arrested in a movie theater. And we lost Bill. Oh, well.
Well,
But pretty much the plotline is just so simple, but
that's
yet
the line for Bill.
simple yet extreme. Pee-wee searching for his bicycle that his neighbor stolen and ended up going to the Alamo.
Yeah.
Probably the best part of this movie is the beginning. Like, his contraption to make the breakfast. Man. And asking,
Okay,
what
sorry,
is the breakfast?
sorry about that.
Man, you're fine.
Bill is back. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Bill, do you want some
If
Mr.
I
T
was-
cereal?
What was that?
Want some Mr. T cereal?
I'm good, thank you. Now, but I'm gonna be honest with you here. I saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, in all honesty.
Really?
I didn't hate it. I think once he gets on the road, the movie becomes better.
Oh, yeah.
I hated Francis in that movie.
Francis was a douche.
I felt like I was watching two man children fight over the last cookie.
No, it was a
Yeah, I
bicycle
think that was
display.
kind of the point.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what I really love though, when he's like
What?
pulling that meeting, he go Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit Q.
Yes. And I'll be honest, I think the first time I've witnessed Pee-wee, I saw like an HBO show when he did his Pee-wee Herman show, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Pee-wee Playhouse.
Mm.
No, the Pee-wee Herman show.
Yeah.
That's the one he
his
did in
live
1981.
show.
The one he did like the revival of it in like 2011.
I saw both.
And your thoughts?
I need an adult.
Or
Well, now you watch it as an adult and see all the references.
what? Tell him Large Marge sent you. And
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can
I
say
mean-
about Pee-wee.
and by the way,
I mean, that is probably the biggest indicator of what was to come with the Tim Burton.
Dottie, who's played by E.G. Daly.
AKA the voice of Tommy Pickles.
Yep, she was the voice of Tommy Pickles and I think Buttercup in the Powerpuff Girls.
Yep.
So there's a fun fact to impress your friends at Halloween parties with.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so anything else to say about Pee-wee?
No, I'm good. Bill, do you want to go
Good.
next?
Yeah, I'll go next. My number 5. Shake, 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 Sinarda. Shake your body light. Work,
Oh, but
work, Sinarda. Work
I
it
got
all the
spelled
time.
right. Sorry.
When am I going over to your house to choke you?
What? For what?
Why'd you put it so low?
Well, it's
seriously,
I
number 5.
Okay, you know what? I'm not caring about everybody's
You
opinion.
better love the next 4.
You know what? It's my freaking list, and I put in the way I made it. So anyone who does not disagree with me, you are fine to respectfully disagree with me.
Good, I do disagree with you
At
though.
my tirade. Thank you. Enjoy the show, and God bless. Anyway. Okay, Beetlejuice. Okay, I haven't really thought in any particular order, or just ones I think that mean a lot to me. Beetlejuice it's just such a fun movie. It is like one of those fun but screwed up movies. Because, hey guys, it's showtime.
You haven't said his name 3 times in a row.
I will make you say my name.
Oh yeah.
That was for you, Allie. That was from the Broadway musical.
I know, and I'm so pissed because I'm probably never gonna see it because it closes in January.
Hey, Allie, is there a lottery for it?
No,
Damn it!
I know.
I'd
Are they
say
gonna do like a tour?
I want this to be on Netflix.
No, wait, there is a tour. We're providing gear for it.
what?
There's going to be a Beetlejuice North America tour.
When?
Soon. We're already providing gear for it.
Allie, or we could try to get tickets before the show goes off, but you know how much are those going to be?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but anyway, Beetlejuice is about when a dead couple,
Recently dead.
a recently dead couple, and don't forget the book of the
Recently dead.
recently deceased gives them. But you know what? I can't take. I don't know a lot of the plot holes in this movie because it's like they said the living and the dead can't communicate, but yet they're talking to Lydia. But it's staged in the book of the recently deceased that the living and the dead cannot communicate.
I think they're saying they are not allowed to communicate.
There's loopholes.
Damn loopholes. Okay, we need someone to rewrite that book. But anyway,
I mean, even the couple thought that the book was confusing, so
but anyway, so a couple move into their house, and played by Catherine O'Hara, who was in another Tim Burton movie, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But they're taking over the house, so they go to the help of a troublemaking ghoul called Beetlejuice, who is a bioexorcist. Who is going to try to help drive the couple out. And also, you know who's a really underrated character in the movie?
No.
Juno.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
When she's just so funny. Like, and one of my favorite jokes is one of my favorite things. It's like when he's like, "Well, why don't we call that Beetle guy? Don't say his name. Don't say his name."
It's like a joke Bill and I say. Because if
About
you say that name 3 times, you know he'll win a Super Bowl.
Quarterback wins another Super Bowl.
Can't say it though.
We are not going to say his name, or he'll win another Super Bowl. So
we cannot say TB's 12. I didn't say the full name.
Anyone who says that full name is getting their ass kicked.
That man needs to retire. Just saying.
The immortal one is mortal. But anyway.
The goat will be slaughtered soon.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to but anyway, like, I love a lot of the humor in this movie. It is very twisted. It is a very twisted movie, but it is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It is a very twisted but hilarious movie. And Michael Keaton, I love how he can just go from 0 to 100 when he goes, "Well, what are your qualifications?" "Well, I attended Julie.
Oh, yes.
I went to Harvard Business School. I travel extensively." "Well, can you be scary?" "Oh,
I did-
Just like it." "Oh, don't you
You forgot the best part of that.
What?
I've seen The Exorcist 137 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time I see it.
Or nice fucking model. Yeah, but also, when I first saw this movie when I was like 10, there was a lot of things I didn't get until I watched it recently. Like when they're all in the waiting room and they're like, there's a shark on there and this one guy has a shark. I didn't get this when I first watched it, but I'm like, oh, that's all the ways they died.
Yeah. And you notice that Juno's neck was split?
Yes. And there was a joke that they made. And listen, I don't want to joke about this topic. If anyone is struggling with these type of thoughts, please go get help. We all want to see you do well. Please go get help.
Yep.
But when one of Catherine O'Hara's friends in the movie goes, "You know what they say about people who kill themselves? In the afterlife, they become civil servants." Like, I thought, okay, I think that joke's a little messed up, but it is kind of clever, to be honest. It is kind of clever. So, and also the sandworms.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's my new pet right there. I needed to eat people I hate. And I also want to ride on one.
So anyway, and also the music. Da-na-na, da-na-na. And also, we said that.
Ah!
Did I come with wrong goal?
And then shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body light. Work, 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 Sinora, work it all the time. Like, but no, because I love the angle. You said I could do it on my mat, and because I got an A on the mat. That's like, okay, we promise. And then she's doing that, and then Lydia's father goes, "Oh, sounds like Lydia got an A on the math test." But I really love Michael Keaton in this movie. I just really love the Spitfire. I really love just the attitude, just everything. It's just such a fun movie. And looks like Beetlejuice 2 may come out soon.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready for a Beetlejuice 2.
I am.
Maybe it's going to be Lydia that's dead this time.
Or maybe Michael Keaton's going to come back.
I think.
Oh, remember the wedding scene, by the way? The wedding.
See the musical and then tell me about the wedding scene. Where she marries a creepy old guy.
Allie, if you want to try to get tickets before the show goes off, we'll go down together.
I gotta see.
JT, Justin, you guys want to join?
I'm actually down.
The play will be super reviewed when it's done. Don't worry.
We
Oh,
will.
yeah.
It'll be super reviewed.
Yep.
So yeah, that's Beetlejuice. And yes, if I put it at number 5, that offended anybody. Sorry, not sorry. This is my list, and if you don't like it, too bad.
So he can't just come over to your house and choke you.
Good night, and God bless. Good night. God bless. Anyway.
All right. Who is it?
All right, JT, over to you,
You,
my friend,
JT.
before the angry
It's
mom.
my turn. Oh wow! It only took like 20.
Who knew that number 5 was going to be the controversial picks?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll make mine brief. Bear with. I took notes. I came prepared, boys and girls. I came prepared. So going into this list, I forgot that Tim Burton directed this movie. I completely forgot that he directed a movie that is one of my earliest childhood memories, truthfully, of watching any movie ever. I was surprised by this. And this might surprise some of you, but I put it on the list just to mention it. Because I mean, I saw it like 4 or 5 years ago just to reminisce about it. But for some reason, I'm like, you know what? I forgot he directed this. Big Fish.
Oh.
Hmm.
I want no, not a real the movie. Not
We're gonna talk about big fish.
we're gonna be talking about the biggest whales, the biggest, you name it. No. I don't know what it was about this movie. I remember it. I remember the very ending of it the very first time I saw it. And I got it. By the way, based on one of my Daniel Wallace. Shout out to my cousin's husband, whose name is Daniel Wallace. Just saying.
Are you married? Is your cousin married to Daniel Wallace of this?
Not this Daniel Wallace, but a different Daniel Wallace.
We want to apologize to
another-
all the great men out there named Daniel Wallace.
It's very
And yet
generic.
another screenplay by John August.
Yes. I want to shed some light. I want to shed some light on this. For some reason, like to me, and as I was doing my review, my list, my list, I was going IMDb looking up like his initial what films he's directed. So I forgot he did this one, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of like his equivalent to in my eyes, equivalent to his Forrest Gump of his catalog, if you will. Robert Zemeckis did Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is his most well-received film, if you will, as far as user ratings and critic ratings on IMDb and stuff like that. And I forgot, and now let's not forget, I'm looking at the notes here right now too. It was nominated. Danny Elfman's score was nominated for best original score at the Oscars that year in 2004, 3 or 4, I forget. But hey, I forget. This is a movie that I wanted to shed a little light on. I don't remember every little thing about it, but I do remember. I do like his take on it, though. His style, if you will. The story to me was really, good for what it was. But yeah, don't want to go too much onto it. But Big Fish is my number 5 because Tim Burton did direct it, ladies and gents. He did direct it. So I just want to.
Yes.
I wanted to shed some light for this movie because I forgot how good it was.
Tim
I know
Burton
we're not talking
directed
about
Big Fish.
we're not talking about real giant salmon in the middle of the ocean. We're talking about the movie called Big Fish.
Well,
Yes,
you never get salmon, JT.
I had shrimp for dinner tonight. I will tell you that
What?
much.
Was there any big fish in there, at least?
No, it was steak and shrimp. So there's no big fish, but we might have fish later on this week. Who knows? We'll have to see. There's gonna be for the rest of the stream. There's gonna be just fish jokes, but yeah, Big Fish. Wanted to shed some light.
Careful with those.
Don't worry, folks.
Yeah,
The
don't
rest
worry.
of this thing will go swimmingly.
It's just
Mm.
something about this movie. I want to revisit. I haven't seen it in 4 or 5 years, but when I saw that he directed, I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Big Fish is my number 5, boys and girls. All right. Anyways, that's all I really got
Sounds
to do.
like a load of cod swallop.
Haha.
That's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish. Yeah,
Oh,
Big
I can
Fish.
do this all day just for the halibut.
Oh, you're schooling us on fish, then, Justin.
Oh no, the
Oh,
puns.
I see what you did
The
there.
puns!
For those who are
That's for
listening
you,
to
Mike
us,
Rifkin.
for those who are listening to us, I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say.
No, we're not sorry for doing this.
Not sorry one bit.
All right. But Big Fish is my number 5. Let's jump over. Who started first? Justin? I forgot.
Justin,
Justin.
over to you. What's your number 4?
Justin, number 4.
My number 4 is actually one of Bill's honorable mentions, Mars Attacks.
Oh.
Interesting pick. You want to go a little bit on depth of it more than Bill, or we kind of covered it?
So this is Tim Burton's version of a B movie. It is a $70 million B movie with an A-list cast, but the effects are of a B movie. The acting is of a B movie. And just the basic flow of things is just of a B movie. And that's what makes it great. You have Jack Nicholson as the President of the United States. You got Jack Black fighting and dying for his country, along with Michael J. Fox and Natalie Portman's the president's daughter. It's nuts. And also, you hear these aliens.
Oh my God.
It's just a really, really fun movie. It's stupid as all hell, but that's just part of the charm. It's a completely self-aware.
It knows
Jesus.
it's stupid, and it just eats it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Need we say more on that?
There's really not a lot to say on it.
All right. That's fair enough.
Nothing left to say now.
Ow. So, but that is Justin's number 4. Who is it?
So it's
Bill or-
me now. My number
Allie.
4.
Oh man, what
I
do we
mean,
got, Allie?
I think this is a hint right here. I mean, too bad my fingers aren't scissors.
Scissoring.
Yeah.
It's
My
a-
number 4 is Edward Scissorhands. I mean, I saw the movie like a couple years ago, but I literally forgot what it was about. I mean, but I know like the moral is it's just like pretty much being different is okay.
Yes.
Like
in a
you
very
will be accepted for
Yeah.
being different.
in a movie that is very just want to chime in for 1 sec. In a movie that is very received as being a little weird, it's okay to be accepting that you're different, ladies and gents. It's okay. Everyone's
Mhm.
different. We're all for that.
And it's something to be embraced.
Absolutely.
Especially the family that took Edward Scissorhands in after his master died.
Right. Yeah.
I'm abstaining from talking about this because I actually have this on my list a little later, so I'm gonna abstain.
I'm gonna let Bill take care of it then because I'll be taking care of Corpse Bride.
No, like you can finish your thoughts on it, Allie.
I mean,
Go ahead, go finish your thoughts.
I've gotten a lot, but I think wouldn't it be cool to have Scissorhands?
That'd
It
be
would
so cool.
Yeah. It's actually funny. I was just
only if I can like swap between them, you know.
okay. Yeah, I agree. If I could swap between regular hands and Edward Scissorhands, that'd be pretty cool. I will say this too, just on a side note. The movie came out 1990? Is that correct?
1990. Hold on, let me see.
It says 1990 right here. Is that right?
Is
Bill.
it?
Fact check with
1990, yes.
It is 90.
Cool.
I thought it was 91.
There's
Oh, hold
32
on.
years old. It's 32 years old, and it still holds up to this day. So much so. I just want to shed some light on this for a sec, guys. I was just in Boston. I was up in Salem, Massachusetts this past weekend with my lovely lady, Molly Matzkin. I love you. So we were up there, and we were in Salem, Massachusetts, mind you, like which country and all this. I'm mentioning this because there were so many Edward Scissorhands walking around. It was crazy.
Wow.
God bless the great state of Massachusetts.
Yes, I must have counted at least like 10, maybe 7 at the minimum. I forget. There were so many people just going like with others walking around like in Salem, Massachusetts, haunted place as it is. But just want to mention that. So I'm glad you brought this up.
Yep. So I'm done with my number.
Okay. So you ready for my number 4? My number 5 was controversial, and I know number 4 is going to probably even be more controversial.
Oh God, here
It
we
is
go.
what I think
boy.
it is. I got a remote in my hand, and I will pause you.
My number 4
Okay.
is Sweeney Todd.
Oh, okay.
Is Sweeney Todd the Demon Barber of Fleet Street?
Go on.
I knew this movie was coming. I didn't know what place it was gonna be.
What'd you say, JT?
Tell me more. Tell me
Tell
more.
the tale of Sweeney Todd.
Okay, I've talked about this before, but here's what. Okay, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, is based on the musical by Stephen Sondheim. Johnny Depp plays a barber named Benjamin Barker, who had a wonderful life, a beautiful wife, a beautiful baby daughter, and then we find out in a musical number, that of what happened, that the judge, who was played by, Justin just talked about him,
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
the judge
Oh,
played by
Mr. Potter.
the late great Alan Rickman,
Yes.
is that he was jealous of Barker. So what he does is, oh, by the way, Barker's played by Johnny Depp. Is what he does is he frames him for a crime and sends him into exile. So years later, Benjamin Barker comes back under a new name, Sweeney Todd. And he comes on the boat with of a gentleman named Anthony. And so the now new Sweeney Todd goes to a pie shop, which is run by Mrs. Lovett,
That's the worst pies in London.
played by Miss Helena Bonham Carter. And
Yes.
he find out what, as he's trying to reunite with his wife and daughter. So what happens? So what happened to Sweeney's wife and daughter? Okay, I'm gonna have to censor some of this for the viewers. After Sweeney was sent into exile, the judge tried to pursue Sweeney's wife, but she kept turning him down. Until one day she goes to a party, he's there, and he does some
Unspeakable things.
unconsensual activity. Does some unconsensual activity, and Mrs. Lovett tells Todd that Lucy, his wife, ended up killing herself after that. So, and that his daughter is now the ward of the judge, played by Alan Rickman. And he decides to basically get revenge on the world, especially the judge. And what does he do with the pie shop, the worst pies in London? He
Those are Titus Andronicus.
for those who don't know what happened, he lures customers into his barbershop, and he slits their throats and sends them down to the pie shop, and Mrs. Lovett bakes them into pies.
Ooh, cannibalism.
And I have to say, and I don't want to give the whole thing away, but let's just say the ending is very intense and it's very dark. And it's first I have to say, and I know this is weird talking about a musical that basically features cannibalism. The music is absolutely gorgeous. It is, and I have to say, Johnny Depp actually has a pretty good singing voice.
He's very talented. You know that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
I have heard some of his band.
He's friends with Joe Perry of Aerosmith. So
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
They have a band called Hollywood Vampires.
Johnny Depp actually has a really good singing voice. And Helena Bonham Carter, she's great. And probably one of my favorite numbers my favorite song it's actually this one. It's called My Friends. When he's looking at his razor, she's like, "You there, my friend." And it's just so menacing, but yet so common. And then when he's with the judge, with Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman could actually sing pretty well too. And it's during this song called Pretty Women. And it just starts off so soothing and goes, pretty women silhouetting, sipping coffee, nonsense. And then when the orchestra just gets a pretty women, yes, pretty women, sir, pretty women. And he's like ready to off the judge.
Right.
And he's like, pretty women. And then what happens is Anthony, the guy who he met earlier, comes in because he's met a girl and he wants to run off with her. And that girl is Joanna, Sweeney's daughter. And then the judge storms out. It would have been funny to be like, Anthony, I'm a little busy right now. Can you come back in like 10 minutes? Okay, good. I'll see you in a few, bud. Oh, yeah. Where was I? Yeah. Pretty women! Yeah, but the performances are great. And you know what? Here's the thing with Johnny Depp's performance and why I'm so impressed by it. I'm not the hugest Johnny Depp fan, but you know what? Here's what I'll say. Sondheim, if there's any musical theater aficionados out there who've been in musical theater, Sondheim is very difficult to sing. Sondheim is very difficult to sing. So knowing that, yes, Sweeney Todd was in a band, but doing rock in a band and doing musical theater are two totally different things.
Yes, 100%.
And I'm not a vocal coach.
I agree.
I'm not a music expert, but like Sondheim is very difficult to sing. And also 99.9% of the dialogue is sung in this movie. So to someone who's not a professional vocalist, that must be like hell on the vocal cords. But yeah, I really love Sweeney Todd. One of my favorite musicals, and it's coming to Broadway this spring
With Josh Groban.
as Sweeney.
Wow.
And what's so funny is because he was a big fan of Sondheim, he actually named his now late dog Sweeney.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, Sweeney Todd's my number 4.
Sweet. Just really quick before we go over to my pick, right?
Yeah.
This won an Oscar for Best Achievement in Art Direction. I don't know if you knew that, but I was just checking on IMDb really quick just to
it did.
see that. So I didn't realize that until now. That's actually really cool. All right. My number 4 is, I'm looking at my notes, forgive me. I want to make sure I get this right. We talked about it a little bit. I'm not sure who mentioned it or whatever, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is my number 4, truthfully.
Really?
Yes, you were going to be surprised when I said that. I do have good plus memories about this movie. I mean, Justin is ready to like flip out at me right now, but for what it was worth, what?
And I'm just a little surprised. I thought I was going to be the only one who had this on their list.
Oh, no. This is my number 4. I have 3 more that are much higher, of course, quality-wise than this. I mean, but I still like this for what it is, though, for me personally. This is just me, my own list. You know what I mean? But Charlie and the Chocolate, I mean, Justin went off on his tangent about it, so I'm not going to go too in depth with it, truthfully. But I will say this: it almost makes me want to do a movie commentary with Bill and Justin.
Okay,
I'm in too.
All right, come on down.
I'm just.
I did see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Of doing both the 1971 film and this one.
I'm in.
Two different.
I did a paper on this once.
Okay, all right. But just, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked.
We'll get pizza.
We'll get pizza. But for some reason, I was scared at first of some of the things in the movie initially, because like I mean, but if you read the book, it's a scary book. Truthfully, it's almost like a horror novel because like
it's almost like Roald Dahl wrote it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the movie, the 1971 film was more like a little bit more like 70s comical in a sense. It had that like those elements of like, oh yeah, but this one I felt was a little bit more, not completely, but it had more seriousness to it, and that's why I put it at number 4. I mean, nothing against the Gene Wilder original, nothing, no, because Gene Wilder, God rest his soul, he was a pioneer of acting in general. I mean, I worship the author of Gene Wilder sometimes, but like. This one for me Johnny Depp, I agree with you, Justin. Terrible casting, but I will say he did the role the best. It's kind of like he did the role he best he could. Like it's almost like Ryan Reynolds with Green Lantern. Like it was a terrible fit, but he did the best he could with the character. You know what I mean?
Nah, I read the script. I feel like a different acting choice could have saved it a little bit.
Okay, no, that's just me though. I just because I felt like a part of me also feels like Johnny Depp did this because Tim and Burton are friends. You know what I mean? And that's not, we could have a whole in it. We really should do a movie commentary of this one. This would be pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that is my number 4. I have some good memories of it. I have some weird memories of it. Certain parts of it were more memorable than others, but overall, it is my number 4. Tim Burton film was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, truthfully. And you're right. I mean, will they do more with the property? I don't know. I don't think so. You know, because if they're talking about a prequel about how Willy Wonka, did it, I feel like they're just kind of begging for money at that point. Like, oh, we're gonna do that. So that's me.
Well, it's already
they did a
filmed,
musical as well, and it was
Right.
good in London, but not good on Broadway.
Right.
Yeah, I saw the Broadway one.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was lacking.
Okay. Fair enough. But this is, I don't want to go into that because Justin went off on his tangent with it. But this is my number 4. Who is next for their number 3? Oh my gosh, Justin, right?
That was me. Allie,
Yes.
I am sorry. This is as high as I could get it.
What?
My number 3 is Beetlejuice.
Really?
How many of us are going to say Beetlejuice in this?
Or worse.
We don't talk about him.
And JT, what do you mean, really?
No, I Bill was standing up in the background of his camera. I was like, really? You're up? You're just up on camera now?
Oh.
You know why? Why, Justin?
Because this movie is awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Michael
100%.
Keaton is really proved his acting chops. I started gushing about it with Bill's choice. He's oozing with charisma and just having a ball with the role. You have Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. You really believe the chemistry there. You really believe that they are drop dead in love with each other.
No pun intended.
I loved how obnoxiously normal the family is supposed to be that moves in. Like, all right, maybe normal's not the best word since they are really wealthy, but it's part of the whole thing with Tim Burton is the weirdest stuff to Tim is the normal world. He feels the most comfortable in the surreal. And that is very apparent with this movie. You get these wide angle shots of what's the interior designer's name?
Oh God. Oh, I forget.
I'll look it up.
Someone help me out.
I will make you say my name.
The interior designer who gets Beetlejuice or no?
Yeah.
Oh man. I forget the character's name. The actor or the character?
Character.
Oh God, I don't remember.
Okay. Catherine O'Hara's character,
No,
The interior
The-
design.
the male
the
guy.
big guy. The big guy.
Okay.
Forgetting.
Otho,
Otho, thank you.
who is played by Glenn Shaddix.
Come on. Otho is amazing.
Don't pick on Otho. He's Otho.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be this fraud, and he is very apparent that he is, but he is having a blast in that role. Like, you get these wide angle lens shots of his face. You really believe that this guy is just creepy and unpleasantly conniving. I love this movie. I really do. But like
Great
I said,
movie.
I could only put it up as high as number 3.
All righty. Allie, you're number 3.
So my number 3 is actually Corpse Bride.
Ah,
I mean, Bill mentioned a lot of it already, the whole plot of how Victor tries to practice his wedding vows, ends up getting dragged down to the underworld, and then tries to go back to try to make amends with his to-be bride until stuff happens. But in the movie, we find out how our lovely Corpse Bride did die.
and a great song number.
I love The Remains of the Day.
Oh, that is probably my favorite song in the movie.
Yes.
Die, die, we all pass away. Don't wear a frown, cause it's really okay. You might try and hide, but you might try and pray, but
we all end up
the remains of the day. Die. I love the jazz.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what I noticed as well? The coloring, like the underworld is more colorful than it is up in Victorian England.
Yeah, because you know what because I actually have this movie on DVD, and the commentary they say about it is like, you know, because the world of the dead's supposed to be very lively, like they don't have anything to worry about anymore. They're dead, so they might as well just have fun. While the upstairs, well, the world of the living is very dreary, very
Black and white.
Yes, Reginald, yes.
There's an eyeball in my soup. Oh, man.
Oh yeah. I seem to have spontaneously combusted.
Oh, I'm quite sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I tire of living.
Oh, very good. For the best.
Is it raining again?
Okay, that had nothing to do with Corpse Bride. That was a family guy.
But things must go, Bill, according to plan.
According to plan.
Yeah.
But
But you know what's another fun fact? It's another
What?
Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter starring.
God, this is our third one.
It is.
That's crazy.
You know what my favorite line in this movie though is
What?
when he said
Hopscotch.
when Albert Finney is saying, "Oh, my grandfather, if he saw this, he'd be rolling over in his grave," and then the grandfather goes, "Finish," and he has a martini glass. Where do you keep the spirits?
Ha ha.
That's probably my favorite line of the whole movie.
You know, I do feel bad a lot for the Corpse Bride herself.
Do you want to go into the story, or do you just want to let the good people see it for themselves?
They gotta see it for themselves. But let's just say her ending.
Oh, that
ending is very bittersweet.
And we talk about Remains of the Day, but you know what I also really like, and it's an instrumental thing. I really like the piano.
Oh yeah.
The dun 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 dun.
I mean, I also gotta say, people think with Victoria, it's like, oh, she's just this beautiful person, but she does have character too.
Like, you know, at first she's like, oh, she's so boring. But as you get to know her, and even, you know, Helena Bonham's character, even the Corpse Bride herself has good character.
Yep.
I you know what? Correct. Tell me what you think, Allie. I think this is kind of underrated.
It is.
I think it's very underrated.
really underrated. Again, another one of my top lists that are very underrated.
Yeah. And you know what? That's cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's it for me, Mr. Murphy.
Okay. You know what my
You're
number
in the
three-
hot seat.
You know what my number 3 is? Do 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 dum dum.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Finally!
Batman 89.
Love this movie so much.
Okay, I have a feeling that first, tonight's going to be a good night, and second of all, yeah, Black Eyed Peas, don't sue me.
Yeah, you're gonna hear all of us have our piece on this one.
So
yes.
I'm going to keep my remarks very brief. Anyway, Doug Walker, that was for you, my friend. But Michael Keaton's Batman. Justin, is it about the time I start nerding out right now?
It's time for Batman!
Michael Keaton as Batman is freaking awesome.
Yeah, preach, brother.
He's just, you know what I love about him? Like what I like more about him than Christian Bale is like Christian Bale tries to be intimidating. Well, guess what? Michael Keaton just is intimidating.
It's effortless.
He's just like in the first scene, he's just, yeah, you don't scare me. Your ass is grass.
He has those crazy eyes.
Like he doesn't have to do this. He's more, yeah, you don't scare me, buddy. Your ass is grass. And just drops him. It's so great. And you know what? It's like he doesn't really say much in the bat suit once you think about it.
I'm Batman.
But we all know what we have to talk about.
Oh God, here we go.
Jack.
Tell me something.
Jack is
Do you
dead, my
dance with
friend.
Dev?
From now on, you can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier. Jack Nicholson's Joker. Do we really have to say anything less?
Oh, I'll have my piece. Don't worry.
He is like as much as I love Heath Ledger's Joker, he's the perfect combination of sick and twisted, but also fun.
Yeah.
He's just the perfect combination. Hey, Justin, tell me something, my friend. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Huh?
It's something I say to all my prey. I like the way it sounds. Never touch another man's rhubarb.
Rub.
What?
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Never rub another man's rhubarb. I think that's very good advice, Justin. What do you think?
Like I said, I will have my piece.
JT, do you think never rubbing another man's rhubarb is good advice?
Yes. It
Don't
just
rub another man's rhubarb. And you know why I love this movie so much? I feel like it's very revolutionized the comic book movie genre.
It took Batman out of the world of camp with Adam West. As much as I
Like-
love it, but still.
Oh,
Like-
there was still camp, but it was a different kind of camp.
And Justin,
Oh, it was
you'll
bad.
never hit a guy. You'll never hit a guy with glasses.
I really wish they would re-release this movie in theaters.
Oh, if that happens,
I'd love to see that.
the three of us are going. And Allie, you're coming too.
I am.
Yep.
You
We'll drag
need
you
to
if we
see
have
this
to.
on the big screen.
Okay.
If they
You're
ever
coming with
re-
us, whether you like it or not.
if they ever re-release it, we'll go see it. All
All
of
the
us.
four of us will go see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Allie, you're hanging out with the guys.
Guys night out.
We had Allie.
And Allie.
We love you, Allie. But anyway,
I know.
But anyway, it brought Batman out of the world of camp. And of course, I talked about it last week. The music is freaking amazing.
Danny Elfman.
It's so
Da 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 da. Like, and Justin, I don't know if you saw this last week when we were talking about our 5 favorite film composers, but when I was talking about Danny Elfman, did you know that this movie was going to be DOA? Well, because when they were telling like one of the executives, he just didn't seem interested, and then Tim Burton told Danny Elfman, "Danny, play the march." Dum, 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 dum. And the executive was doing this with his pen. So that theme basically saved the movie.
Random facts with Bill.
With Bill. Ow! Now, JT, what do they win if they guess what song that's a parody of?
So if you can guess what song that parodies, you can reach us at 1-800-GOT-BILL. And if you know what song it is, and you know what song he parodies, you can win a signed 1-800-GOT-BILL t-shirt signed by Bill.
Signed by me!
1-800-GOT-BILL. We do got the bills.
We're not even kidding.
And what else do they win, JT?
They win your respect.
They win my respect.
Every single week.
We haven't had any takers, have we?
No, but should I give the fine people a hint?
Okay, fine.
All right. The song came out in 2018. That's all we're going to say.
Oh.
Just saying. Don't no one say it, but we'll tell you off air.
Okay.
I know what song it is. But yeah, so
Batman 89 is my number 3. And it's fucking awesome.
Oh God. All right. That was Bill and then me, right?
Yes.
All right. Finally, we're getting to some good. I know we're climbing up the ladder, if you will, of Tim Burton stuff. My number 3, and I'll make this quick because I mean, Allie and Justin, I think, both touched on it a lot, and actually, I chimed in for a minute there too. But Edward Scissorhands is my number 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that surprised some of you for like where I put it, but I don't want to go too much into detail because we already. So someone already, I believe Allie already said it. As I said before, I was just in Salem, Massachusetts, with my lovely girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend Molly. Sorry, I was like stuttering there. And we went up there to Salem, Massachusetts for the weekend, and we saw tons of people dressed as Edward Scissorhands. And aside from that, though, the movie that shows you the movie has held up over time. The movie has really, what's the word? The movie has become, I guess, a classic at this point. And it was just 32 years old. It came out in 1990. It's almost 33 years old. But we've said a lot on it. I don't want to go too much in depth with it. But Edward Scissorhands, who would not love to have scissors as hands? You can cut. You can do flowered hedging with your bare hands. Why not? Does anyone else have anything to say on Edward Scissorhands at all, or no?
No, I definitely covered a lot.
Yeah, I know Allie, because Allie did a lot of stuff on it. Justin, this is on? No, nothing to say. Okay, Bill, anything?
Sorry, I haven't seen this one.
It's on my list. So
Okay, Bill, we'll get to his sharing points of view in a second. But yeah, Edward Scissorhands is my number 3. Now, as some of you have been waiting a little while now for our number 2 Tim Burton film. Justin, you go first.
Oh.
What is your number 2 Tim Burton film?
So, you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
Now get out of here.
Now get out of here!
Yes.
Batman 89. It's my number 2.
Really? I thought it'd be your number 1 for some reason.
Wow.
Oh, you'll see what my number 1 is.
It's Big Fish. I knew it.
You know me so well, JT.
Anyway,
No,
I'm just kidding.
I nerded out.
for a while,
You're
this
nerded out.
was my favorite, but I had to. I will say this. I think this is his best movie, but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
Michael Keaton. amazing Batman. He is still my Batman. Incredible performance. You want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts.
I guess you can say Michael Keaton is a good actor.
Oh, he is.
He shows range. He does show range in this. And say what you will about Vicky Vale, she works in the movie. She does.
Yes, Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger is Vicky Vale. Jack. Perfect casting for the Joker.
Absolutely.
It's probably the closest to the comics that we've ever gotten for the Joker. At least in live action. So far.
Yes.
Like, he goes into an art studio, kills everyone in it, and then just starts defacing all the art projects to prints. I mean, come on.
May I?
That's
Justin?
amazing.
Justin, may I?
Go ahead.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Lawrence?
Doom, 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 doom. Do, do, do.
And of course, you have to bring up the music. And also, this is the only version of Pat Hingle's Commissioner Gordon that actually does this job.
Yes.
And that's what I have for my number 2 pick, Batman.
All righty. Allie, what is your number 2 pick for Tim Burton?
So Bill already said Beetlejuice. Justin said Beetlejuice. Friends, it's showtime.
Oh no, he's gonna say it 3 times.
Yes, Lydia just yelled this in the musical. And sorry, Winona Ryder, I like musical Lydia better than your Lydia.
Ooh.
It's just
Hot take.
Broadway's Lydia has more character. Even though technically she's one of the stars of it. I don't know. I just found Winona Ryder feeling like there's like pretty much just like the same. But everything else, oh, amazing. I mean, you guys touched up a lot. But still, the child bride marriage, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But for me, it's like, I would love to do like a whole comparison of musical versus movie one day. It's a mixed bag.
Not
I
a
could contribute
Would
to
definitely
that.
be one of them. I would do.
That'd be fun.
musicals compared to film adaptations or vice versa?
Both.
Like the films compared to their musical adaptations.
Yes.
I like it.
And we will include SpongeBob, even though it's just a series.
I can
I'm
contribute
ready!
Young Frankenstein,
Oh, yeah.
Aladdin,
Lion King.
and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I'm adding Lion King in there, too.
Hey, Justin. Hump?
What hump?
But that's it for me for my number 2, because you guys done a lot.
We all talked a lot about it so far.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 2, this is going to be controversial.
Big Fish. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm
Well,
ready.
my friends, this is a cop-out.
I'm ready. I have a weapon.
And he did not direct this movie.
I'm a
I knew it.
to you.
I knew it. I
We
knew
have
it.
to include
I
it
knew
because
I knew it. I knew it.
Bill.
once you think about it, it's kind of his trademark. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
See, I just knew pulling it up before you even said it.
Like,
I just knew you were about to say controversy.
I know people are gonna go, wait a minute, he didn't direct it. Henry
No.
Selick did, douche monkey. And I'm like,
No, he produced it.
he produced it. Okay, he did produce it, but he wrote the story. And the name of it is called Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Technically, it's Disney's Tim Burton's The Night Before. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God, another I hate technicality.
Here we go.
But that's the thing. This is going to be 30 next year.
We're doing movie commentary next year. We know that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Next year.
I've gushed about this movie a lot. We all know the story. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween, is tired and bored of the old song and dance and wants something new. He sleepwalks. He goes into a door, which ends up being Christmas Town, falls in love with it, and saying he's going to be Santa this year. Like
Sandy.
Sandy Claus. Sandy Claus? It's just the animation, and this was like before Pixar. The stop motion is just really cool.
It's
Oh,
astonishing.
yeah. There's so many stop motion pictures that are phenomenal.
The music is amazing. I've talked about it a lot. And just the characters. Jack is just so likable. Jack is really likable. Okay, he plots to kidnap Santa Claus and ruin Christmas, but other than that, he's likable. It's just the way Tim Burton takes you into the world is just fascinating. And I just love the idea of all the holidays having their own world. It's just so cool.
There's Disney.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, did you hear Tim Burton recently said he doesn't want to work with Disney anymore?
I mean, we
Yeah.
have reasons why now. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
They were my. Here's a hint, folks. They were my dishonorable mentions.
He said they were like soulless corporate or something like that.
They're
They
a soulless
are.
corporate circus.
Haha.
But anyway, like here's an interesting fact. At first, when this movie was released, Disney didn't even want to put their name on it. Because this was in the midst of their renaissance when they were releasing movies like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, and because they thought it was going to be too dark and scary for kids. So they put it under one of their subsidiary companies, Touchstone, which was the same studio that brought us Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you want to know something? It's like now this movie has just become a cultural phenomenon. Like when this movie came out, it wasn't a flop, but it wasn't the huge hit that everyone thinks it was. Like it was a marginal success at the box office, and
It became a sleeper hit home video.
it did well with critics. And it did, critics liked it, but like just the amount it's come today, like, and I've said these examples before. If you go to Hot Topic from September 1st to January 1st, all you see is Nightmare Before Christmas stuff.
Yep.
If you go on Freeform, it's on both their 31 Nights of Halloween and their 25 Days of Christmas lineup.
What
And if
about
you-
Thanksgiving? Right
What
there
about
in the middle.
The kickoff to the 25 days before Christmas.
And if you go to Disneyland, I don't know if it's in Disney World, but in Disneyland, they have the Haunted Mansion. They give it a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, call it Haunted Mansion Holiday.
I think they do it at Disney World.
to coincide with both Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So this movie, I watch it like every Halloween and between Halloween and Christmas every year. I absolutely adore this movie. And it just brings you into such a magical world. And it could be weird at times, but the creativity, the characters, the music. I'm really starting to gush over this film, but
check out our movie review brought to you by Bill on our YouTube channel. Just saying.
Yeah, go watch it. It's really good.
It's
and I'm
28 minutes
surprised
long.
this wasn't number one for you.
Oh, you'll see what number one is.
Oh, I know what number one is.
Let me guess.
Okay, let's go over to JT.
Oh
number two.
no. Well, we've done so much talking about this one movie. I'm just gonna say it, and then we're gonna go into our number one, because we've literally talked about this one movie like so much in one night, and more than I thought we would. But if we say it 3 times,
We already did.
Hey, I think this is the only movie that was on all of our list.
yay!
So JT and I swiped. JT and I did swipe right.
We did. This is our number 2.
Yep.
So
You
but yeah,
swiped right.
we swiped right.
You could have said something, JT.
Oh boy, here we
So
go.
who's buying dinner Friday night?
Oh God, Bill.
Kidding, Molly.
Yeah,
if you're
Bill.
watching, that was a joke.
Bill,
Bill,
Pay up.
Bill.
are you
Bill,
paying?
okay.
Because you're saying it.
Saying what?
You said who's buying? Well, you know your answer.
Come on.
We'll only charge you a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna order a bunch of wine, some lobster, scallops for an appetizer.
That's a lot.
JT,
of
please
moolah.
continue.
Anyways, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
Oh no, we said his name 3 times.
Oh my God.
Well, it's showtime.
Well, anyways, but yeah, need we say more on this movie? The movie is great. Michael Keaton. This is pre-Batman 1989, of course, but it really showed how Michael Keaton can go from a sick, deranged, dead person or a ghost almost to Batman, which is great, you know. So, but we'll whatever. But yeah, Beetlejuice. I'm not going to repeat it again. Is my number 2 Tim Burton film. All righty, Justin. Now we're up to the final round, ladies and gentlemen. What is our number 1 picks? Justin is just ready to be like, go to bed at this point. He's like, oh yeah, here we go.
So you all remember on the 100th episode, I made a bold statement that my favorite Batman movie was Batman Returns.
So it's not a Batman movie. It's actually Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes from 2001.
You got me, JT.
I got you so good.
Batman Returns is my number 1 pick.
Okay, cool.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. No
I-
hatred here.
Adore this movie, warts and all.
Warts.
And there are warts, but I love them. The warts of this movie just add to the madness, because that's what this movie is: pure, unadulterated Tim Burton madness.
Meow.
I think the word you're looking for is and the difference between Batman 89 and Batman Returns is, with Batman 89, there are 1 or 2 performances I'm like, I can take or leave you. I love everyone in this. Penguin, I know the character is inconsistent as hell. I still love him. He's just so much fun. And yes, I know you think that Tim Burton was copying Edward Scissorhands, Bill. I know you're thinking that right now.
I am thinking that right now.
I don't care. And come on, Michelle Pfeiffer. JT said it best. Meow.
Meow.
Literally just straight up. That's like one of her first lines in the movie is just meow. Need we say more?
And come on, you have Christopher Walken as a
Wow.
Batman villain. Come on.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Selena Kyle, you're fired. Bruce, why are you dressed up like Batman? Because he is Batman, you moron.
Was.
Come on. This movie is absolutely bonkers, and I love every minute of it.
Oh my god. Fair enough. That's Justin's number one Burton film is Batman Returns of 1992.
It is the most Tim Burton movie Tim Burton has ever released.
Big fish. I'm just kidding.
Because he was given complete creative control.
He was, yeah.
Art Blanche.
And they lost a Happy Meal deal over that.
The Happy Meal deal.
No, that's true. Look it up.
That rhymes. Happy Meal
Really
deal.
big shit.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's a great pick, Justin. Good, proud of you. All right. Who is Allie was it? Oh boy, here we go. Allie, talk to me.
I am upset about this from one of you guys. Because my number one is Dumbo. No way, it's not.
No.
I'm only kidding.
I'm sorry, Allie. We can't be friends anymore.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm in about 5
No,
seconds.
it's not Dumbo.
Swipe left. Hard swipe left.
It's not
Hard
Dumbo.
left,
It's
hard
Nightmare
left.
Before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
There
It's
you go.
Nightmare. Like, honestly, my older sister, shout out to her, who's living in South Carolina, she got me into this.
Okay.
And I am obsessed with it every single time of this year. Between October 1st and December 25th, I am in nightmare mode. Just everything about it. And fun fact, Paul Ruben's what Pee Wee Herman is in this movie. Random fact with Allie.
All right.
Back with Allie.
No, but there's like honestly, all the songs are amazing. Even the Oogie Boogie song, like
Oh, I love that song. Dum,
Oogie boogie.
dum, dum, dum.
And actually, this is another fun fact. Someone just wrote a sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas. I read it. And there's more to know about, like, the whole Night Before Christmas, how everything came to be, especially on Sally's end. I recommend you get it on Amazon, people. It's about $14. It'll be worth your while.
If I had $14 to spend, I would.
Yeah. But this is another random fact.
Wow.
Jack, Sally, and Zero. Tell me about this. How come there's always a male, female, and a dog in Frankenweenie and in Corpse Bride?
Ooh.
Oh boy, she's bringing in the theory.
Oh,
Are they correlated?
Run away. Run away. What's going on here?
Theories, people. It's just the theory. Oh, wrong channel.
This has been Fan Theories with Allie. Right here on the Super Review Show.
Super reviewed.
Yes, this conversation has been super reviewed, kids.
Yep.
Oh my god. This is your number one though.
This is my number one.
Wow, big words.
And it will
big
be
words.
my number one.
Forever and ever.
unless Wednesday does something to make
Sure.
me.
Or Beetlejuice 2 takes it. I'm just kidding.
Seriously, people have Netflix. Go watch Wednesday
Hmm.
because I'm watching it.
All right.
All right, Bill.
Okay. My number one, and I've been waiting on it. We've talked about JT and Allie have talked about this movie. I said it was on my list. My number one is Edward Scissorhands.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I saw this comment.
I did too. Not gonna lie. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Edward Scissorhands is I love this movie. We Allie and JT have talked about the plot. I'm not the biggest Johnny Depp fan, but I love Johnny Depp in this movie. I love Edward's character. He's just so likable and innocent. He's just so likable and innocent, and he's just a good character. And I really like the chemistry between him and Winona Ryder. And because I think what makes it so wonderful is that Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder were actually engaged at the time. They were actually engaged at the time. And what I really love about this movie is the message is that differences are not something to scoff at, but something to celebrate.
Mhm.
And it really is a beautiful film. And this one scene makes me choke up. When Kim's like, Winona Ryder's character's like, hold me. And he goes, I can't. And it's just and what's kind of heartbreaking is it's kind of nice and heartbreaking. The inventor is actually played by Vincent Price. Because
Let me guess. That's his last film role.
Yes, that was actually his last film role. And because Tim Burton idolized Vincent Price growing up. Yeah, in actually his short film, Vincent.
Yep, Vincent.
Vincent Price actually narrated the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because Tim Burton just loved Vincent Price, and he was supposed to be in the film more, but because Vincent Price wasn't in the best health at the time, they had to reduce his film role. And also, fun fact, Allie, since you and I just talked about it, did you know he was actually originally ideated to voice Santa Claus in The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Really?
But like they did test recordings, but at this time, like I said, Vincent Price wasn't in the best of health, and this was after his wife passed away.
Right.
So his recordings thought he sounded too depressed and too sad. So they went with Ed Ivory instead. And also, the movie was actually Nightmare Before Christmas was actually released on the day Vincent Price died.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, but getting back to Edward Scissorhands, but the film is just. I love the music in it, and I have to give a very small spoiler to the ending. It's like throughout the story of the film, you see an old woman telling the story of the movie to a little girl.
Mm.
And you realize that the old woman is Kim, Winona Ryder's character.
Oh.
And she's telling the story to her granddaughter. And the granddaughter says, well, Grandma, is he still alive? And he goes, yeah, huh? Yes, sweetie, he's still alive because he's immortal. He'll live forever.
Oh.
And he's still up there. And he goes, well, why don't you go see him? No, I'm an old woman. I want him to remember me as I was, young and beautiful. Go, but how do you know he's okay? It never snowed before he came here. And now it snows.
Oh.
And it shows the scene when she's dancing, when he's making the ice sculptures, and just that, oh my God, it's just such a beautiful movie. And just like, I remember actually when I first saw it, I was like 6 or 7.
I remember the story.
What was that, Justin?
I remember that story.
Okay. My neighbor used to babysit me when I was like 6 or 7 years old. And she told me, and she watched the movie, and I watched the movie with her, and I was terrified. This movie like traumatized me when I was young.
So do cats.
we don't talk about that.
Oh, that's just traumatizing in general.
No, I mean the one from.
No, I know.
But I remember like years later when I think it was between my junior and senior year of high school, we went to her graduation party from law school, and she put in the thank you note, sorry about the Edward Scissorhands trauma. So, and you know what? And please do not laugh at me here, folks. The most recent time I watched this, I actually had tears in my eyes at the end.
Aw.
Aw.
It's just such a nice film, and just such a, you know, once you think about it, it's sort of like Tim Burton's version of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Like, think about it. Edward's the Beast, Kim is Belle, and the boyfriend is Gaston. And or this, it's basically Tim Burton's version of The Ugly Duckling.
Mhm.
And I love the message that, and you know, coming from someone who's on the autism spectrum, I just love the message that the scissors are our differences, and it doesn't make us weird, it makes us unique. And that's why I love this movie so much. And I will always have a special place in my heart for this movie. I might watch it tonight. Who knows? Okay, and that's my number one, Edward Scissorhands. JT, I think I know what your number one is.
Do you?
I do.
What is it?
It's Batman 89.
No, it's not.
It
Bill.
is?
It's Mrs. Pettigrew's Home for Peculiar Children, isn't it, JJ?
No, we all know my number one is it's Planet of the Apes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't need to ever talk about that horrific thing again.
Now that's a dishonorable mention.
That is a sorry.
It's not a remake, it's a reimagining.
Know what they
That's-
say?
Yeah.
Sometimes reboots should not exist.
Agreed.
Unless you're Rise, Dawn, or War of Planet of the Apes, which are all awesome. Just saying. But no, Bill is correct.
was
Batman
great.
1989 is my number one pick. There is no denying it whatsoever. We've talked a lot about it. I just want to shed a little bit of love for this movie. I know we talked a lot of other stuff tonight too. But Batman 1989 was one of the first superhero films I'd ever seen. Ever. I mean, this one, Superman the movie, and Batman 66, some of the earliest comic book movies I've ever seen. They guided my life in different directions and whatnot, and I've loved all of them for a long time. Yes, Adam West Batman's campy. This one re-solidified the Batman as the Dark Knight. Not just the movie of the same name, but this one showed how Batman is not just golly Batman, you know, or gee Willikers Robin. Like, it's not just camp or cheese. There is cheese, sure, but it's like 80s dark cheese. Like, you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. That to me is a little, it's not campy. It's got elements of cheese to it, but to me, it's one of the best super movies we've ever gotten.
It's the Tim
General.
Burton kind of camp.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. This movie in general is just awesome. The Batmobile, no one talked about that for a second, but Tim Burton's art direction and design and stuff like that for this movie and the sequel that we built, Justin talked about too. Good God.
Major props to Bill Welch, who I think was the production designer of this movie.
I do have a confession, guys.
What's
What?
up?
You also do want to watch Batman 1989?
Yes.
You've seen it.
It's on HBO Max.
Ah.
Okay.
So
I have HBO Max too. I can watch it.
Yeah,
I can watch it.
I can watch it too.
Yes.
Yeah, so can I, but it's a little different when it's on the big screen.
Of
Mm.
course. If they ever re-release it for whatever reason, we're all gonna go. No doubt about it. To me also, and this really and there's one scene in this Batman movie that Tim Burton and Michael Keaton worked out so well. It's the scene where he's like reminiscing about his parents being shot at because of what the Joker said, or before it was the Joker, Jack said to him.
Yeah.
He's like, as the moment, he's like, "Tell me, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?" And he found out that he's made the connection. But it's that scene when Michael Keaton showed that you don't have to just be a hard-hitting crime fighter as acting as one. You can show the character has depth. You can show that. And I applaud Burton and Michael Keaton for that one scene in particular in the movie when he's in the Batcave and he's just sitting there. He's like, and then for sure Vicky Vale. So Vicky Vale shows up like shortly afterwards. I mean, that scene always has been in my head for a long time. It's just been in my head, and I remember that one scene in particular because it shows how strong this movie still is to this day. And it was directed by Tim Burton, the same guy who gave us countless classics like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and also Beetlejuice and Planet of the Apes. Just kidding. Anyways, I digress. But the Batman 89, a stone cold classic pillar in comic book history forever and ever. Directed by the one and only Tim Burton. What's up, Bill?
You know what I think is one of the best scenes in that movie?
What is it?
It's in the ending when they're reading that letter.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he gave us
Harvey Dent, not Two-Face. They're like, we got a letter from Batman. The forces of evil are here, and if they ever come again, call me. How do we call him? He gave us this.
He
And
gave us a
just
signal.
And the music swells up, and you just have like the biggest nerdgasm you've ever had in your life.
I was just about to say the score by Danny Elfman is almost, I would argue, it's even more iconic than The Dark Knights.
No, I agree.
It is more iconic. There's
agree.
no argument about it.
Dum-dum-dum-dum.
I mean, when you think about Batman, I don't really think about the modern. I mean, the Batman with Robert Pattinson. That movie had like a really solid score as well. Don't get me wrong, that score was menacingly awesome. But like the iconicness of Danny Elfman's Batman score is just flawless in my opinion. It's truly a classic. So, but that is my number one. Do we have any concluding thoughts? Any last minute things before we just sign off for the night, guys? Anything else?
This was fun.
If anyone wants a good laugh, find the scene in Batman Returns with the marching penguins and listen to how the music just swells in that scene.
Oh god, that scene is so stupid.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
Justin, am I inheriting some of your cynicalness or your cynicism?
Oh boy.
Listen,
Well,
you just have to give into the madness. That's my best advice.
all right.
What if we were born mad?
Aren't we all just a bit mad sometimes?
I guess so.
Well, I guess that's our Halloween special for this year, huh?
Yes, that will do it for us here on the Super Review Show. Thank you so much for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. And don't forget to check out these sports. I'm just kidding, Bill. What was that?
Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow night at 7:00 for Thursday Night Gridiron.
Yes. I want to thank the two individuals who joined us this week for our Halloween special. Justin and Allie, you both are incredible co-hosts. We love to have you back on more if you can come on. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Seriously.
love having you guys. We
Absolutely.
really do.
Anytime.
Also,
Just give me a
Batman
single.
Returns is a Christmas movie. Just saying.
Justin
What's
has
that?
spoken.
Oh God.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a both Halloween and Christmas.
Ali has spoken.
We're gonna leave it up to you guys out there in the comment section below whether or not that is a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie, or it could be both. We'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section below. Just want to let you guys know about that. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you've seen here or like what you've heard. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our social media pages. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and follow us simply and on Instagram, simply at The Super Review Show. We will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful Halloween, everyone. And don't forget to watch Ghostbusters. Just saying. That's going to do for us here. So stay safe and
Take care. And I ain't afraid of no ghost.